Hey guys, so I've launched my Burpsuite application. So we're quickly going to enable my embedded browser. I normally use embedded browser for ease of access. I have enabled my embedded browser. I'm just going to quickly go to proxy tab and open my embedded browser. I can use this option over here. So yeah, so the browser is open for me, and I'm going to use a website called testphp.oneweb.com. Right. So I'm just going to give a very simple example, guys. I'm not going to go about using PHP wrappers. Okay, somehow PHP wrappers isn't working on this web application anymore. Previously, it used to work, but PHP wrappers isn't working anymore. So I'm just going to use a very simple example, and I will corroborate this particular web application or website is indeed susceptible to LFI vulnerability or not. Okay, so that one particular example will be able to ensure that you would be able to successfully validate whether a website or web application is vulnerable to LFI or not. Okay, so PHP, if I would just want to give you a quick overview of what exactly PHP wrappers are. So generally LFI vulnerabilities usually give attackers read-only access to sensitive data, okay, granted from the web server. There are, however, ways to turn this read-only access into a fully compromised host. This type of attack is called as remote code execution, which I've already explained in the previous video, and how attackers usually upload malicious scripts to probably run remote scripts, okay, and then gain further access or advanced attacks, okay. And also attackers, right, can create RC vulnerabilities combining with PHP wrappers. Okay, wrapper is generally an entity that surrounds another entity, in this case a malicious code, and the wrapper can contain functionality added to the original code. Okay, and PHP uses, right, these built-in wrappers which are implemented alongside your file system functions, and then attackers can use this native functionality of PHP wrappers to add vulnerabilities into it. Okay, and so generally there are two commonly used wrappers. One is PHP filter, and another one is PHP zip. PHP wrappers, sorry, the PHP filter which I wanted to show to you, it provides access to a local file system, and also attackers use this filter to read any sort of PHP files that contains source code of the web application, typically for the purpose of identifying the sensitive information, including database credentials as well as any sort of login credentials. All right, and I would not like to waste more time on giving you theoretical explanation, but just quickly move into a practical demonstration. So here, this is the web application, guys. All I'm going to do is firstly intercept this, all right, and then I'm going to quickly do a refresh, all right, and the page has been intercepted here. And then firstly, what I would need to do is I will firstly right click this and do a scan here, okay, and then I will just go ahead and click on crawl and audit. All right, and the next thing is scan configuration. I will just select, and I will just select, I mean, a fast scan. All right, and I will click OK. There you go, guys. The scan will be kickstarted already here. If you see here, you'll see the progress on the dashboard tab or dashboard view. All right, and then what I'm going to quickly do now is just go to target. All right, and I will firstly make sure this is added to my scope here. All right, how do I do that? I'll just right click the target and just say add to scope. And then here under scope you will see this is my destination web URL or web application. Okay, here you will see the scan, right. Previously it was called as spider, now it is being called as crawl and audit. So this crawl and audit scan has already begun the scanning, and you can see the sitemap available over here. Okay, you can see the index.php file, login.php file. So it's giving more of these details to me. So I'm actually waiting for the scan to complete, guys, so that I will be able to find if the website, if this particular website is indeed vulnerable to LFI or not. All right. Whilst I'm waiting for the scan to complete, guys, I would like to add another filter over here under target tab by just clicking on this area and just clicking on this checkbox, show only in scope items, and I will just click apply. So guys, so whilst I'm waiting for the scan to complete, here you can see there is a params column. I'm just going to double click and see if there are any parameters that is available in this website under get method particularly. All right. So here you can see there are a lot of parameters already getting listed over here. There is a tick mark, right, which means there are parameters that this website is having included. Okay, which means there is a possibility of LFI vulnerability here. All right. So that's what this scan is finding automatically for you. However, there is a requirement of us manually doing some delving as well, right? You can see here there are almost 10 to 15 parameters that that has been crawled and audited by the crawl and audit feature under scanning of Burpsuite. So we'll still wait for the complete scanning to complete. So if you're not willing to wait for such a long time, so all you can do is you can click on Burp right here and then use the search facility available. Just going to quickly select in scope only, and then I will uncheck response header and response body. All right, and I'm going to quickly search one thing here. File is equal to, okay, I'm going to use the file parameter name, okay, and I will look for a parameter value. All right, apologies guys for the interruption. So I'm just going to quickly do another search here. Okay, I'm going to select in scope and check these two options, and I'm just going to quickly search for file is equal to. Okay, and then we're going to quickly do a go. Then here, the very first option, right? I'm just going to right click. I think you can see a picture is getting embedded to this particular web application. So let's quickly go ahead and send this traffic to repeater. And then I'm just going to quickly go to repeater. And if you see here, guys, I'm just going to quickly, you can see this. There is a parameter here called file, and there is a parameter value, as in the resource that is getting added within the test PHP web application, all right, which is nothing but it's getting included with a local file that contains a picture. All right, so I'm quickly going to send and see the response. You can see here there is a 200 OK response, and if I see the render, you can see this is the picture, which means this picture is available locally within this web URL or website's web server. Okay, and this is how you do it, guys. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly do some manipulation to this get URL, all right, and then I'm just going to see if this particular web application is indeed vulnerable to LFI or not. Okay, how am I going to do this, guys? I'm just going to quickly remove this file here. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is let's just do a etc / pass wd and see if we are getting any response or not. If I just send it, I'll just go to raw. You can see here, you can see the etc passivity is not within the allowed path, which means the resource path we have specified isn't matching. So yesterday I talked about doing a directory traversal. Let's quickly do that, guys. Let's try going one directory backwards and see if we are able to dot dot forward slash, sorry, first we'll do dot dot, still no. We'll do one more, we'll go one more directory backwards, and as you can see here, guys, the etc password file has been successfully retrieved, and you can see here all these are list of users that is those are logging into the web server where this application is hosted on, right? You can see there are root daemon, there are nobody, there's a username with nobody, and then there are a lot of other users as well, and we can actually see shadow file as well, which is in the same directory. Hopefully we should be able to read the shadow file as well. So basically there is no shadow file here, guys. Okay, within this etc directory there is only pass wd file. And then let's do one thing here. We'll see for proc version. Let's see if we're able to get anything. Yeah, there is no such file or directory, guys, in the form of proc or version. So again, only thing we found was the etc pass wd file here. All right, so that's the sensitive information that we were able to successfully exploit and get, which means obviously even you can see here there is a MySQL user as well. Okay, so which means there is actually, this proves that this website is indeed vulnerable to LFI vulnerability, local file inclusion. Like we were able to add this parameter here and successfully get the file by adding this by using this get input basically. Okay, basically we are calling a local file and we are able to successfully read the local file. Okay, however we don't have permissions to modify this file, but however we are able to read this file. Okay, however, like in case if we want to view the source code like I was previously talking about something called PHP wrappers that allows to elevate the read-only access to full access. Okay, so let me show you what exactly PHP wrappers is, how to use it. Okay, on a web application. So if you want to view the source code of this show image.php file, okay, so we'd be requiring to use a PHP filter, guys, or PHP wrapper. All right, so let me quickly use that PHP wrapper. Okay, so it is nothing but putting PHP colon forward slash filter forward slash resource is equal to show image.php. So I'm just going to quickly hit send button. And however, you can see here, I'm not getting any response in a positive manner. So ideally, I should be receiving the source code of this show image.php page. All right. However, I'm not getting the source code, which means there is something wrong. Um, I mean, something that has changed within this web application or the way Burpsuite works. All right. So if there is any erudite professional, cybersecurity professional who's watching this video, please let me know if you guys have a fix for this. Okay. And so this is the example of how to use the PHP filter, guys, to elevate your read-only access. All right. And even you can use.
जय क्या जी क्या कर लगी
So basically, there are more PHP filters that can be used to perform different tasks, but however, it's of no use because basic PHP wrapper functionality itself isn't working for me. Okay, and if you found this video helpful thus far, please hit the upvote button. Don't forget to subscribe my channel for more useful technical content like this with regards to cybersecurity. We'll meet in the next video, guys. Until then, stay safe, eat healthy, cheers, tada, bye.